Slay the Spire 2 is on the horizon, and if you're anything like me, you might be pretty bored with the games that are out right now, and you're kind of itching for something new, something in the vein of Slay the Spire. In this video, I want to give you a chance to freshen up the game, basically kind of turn it into a brand new game if you've never played any of these mods. And these are the top 5 best Slay the Spire mods that you need to try before the sequel drops. Whether you want new characters, new relics, wild mechanics, or just sort of a completely different game mode, I got you covered in this video. I want to start with a little bit of an honorable mention. I want to talk about my favorite mod, which is map marks. It's super simple. It's just a quality of life upgrade. You basically get to map out the path that you want to take. Makes it really easy for me because a lot of times I start on a path, forget which direction I was trying to go, and I end up going the wrong way. It's just going to allow you to choose the right path, make sure you're following it, and maybe you can mark off where it splits at a fork in the road, where you might want to go one way if the run is going in a good direction, or you might want to go in another way if the run is kind of going off the rails. So I just wanted to shout out map marks real quick because that is honestly the #1 mod that I use no matter what. We're starting with number 5 on our mods list, and we have the Bug Knight. If you've never played Hollow Knight, this is the main character from that game. If you haven't played it, I highly recommend it. Absolutely incredible game. You play as the Bug Knight with themed cards, relics, energy mechanics, and instead of using energy, you're using soul to cast spells and abilities. It kind of changes the mechanics of how Slay the Spire works to an extent. There's a lot of easy ways for you to gather soul, and then you can have bigger attacks. And the animations and art are top tier. It honestly feels like a legitimate crossover between Slay the Spire and Hollow Knight. Even if you've never played Hollow Knight, this mod is straight up incredible. But if you have played it, this is a mod you need to add and download right away. Number 4 on our list is going to be the Packmaster, and this was a creative collaborative effort between everyone who's on the modded Slay the Spire Discord. Every year they come out with a new mod, and you're going to see a bunch of those mods on this list. Packmaster is one of my favorite mods to play. This is going to sound a little weird, but it kind of adds a bit of a draft mode into Slay the Spire. Now, granted, Slay the Spire kind of is its own draft mode, considering you're drafting cards at the end of battles, but in the Packmaster, it is specifically cards that were created by the modded Discord. Instead of choosing a class, you end up choosing different packs, things that are all poison themed or orb themed or scaling themed, statuses. Every single run has a different mix and match of totally different synergies. There's a ton of replayability in this mod. You're constantly discovering new ways that you can make cards and combinations come together. There's over 69 packs full of custom cards and mechanics. There's 800 new cards, more than 10 character-specific relics, more than 9 character-specific potions. They really went all out on this mod. It's one of the most fun and creative ways to deck build, especially if you love variety or you want something like a rogue draft mode. The 3rd mod on our list is gonna be Replay the Spire, but I also want to cheat a little bit and add in Slay the Streamer. You may not be a streamer, but this mod adds a ton of different relics to the game, as does Replay the Spire. It is a massive content expansion. There's over 200 new cards, relics, potions, and enemies. It integrates well with other mods, especially the ones on our list. It's an incredibly balanced mod that just adds a lot of new life to the game and doesn't go overboard and make things OP. It used to be updated a lot, but I do not believe they're updating Replay the Spire anymore. But if you're looking to freshen up the base game while keeping that core Slay the Spire feel, This is kind of the ultimate package. Our number 2 mod is going to be Biomes. That's another mod that was made by the modding Discord. It doesn't just add a character or add a bunch of relics and things like that. No, instead, Biomes completely overhauls the map to make Slay the Spire look and feel completely new. The biomes add gorgeous new backgrounds and visuals to each act, but also affects the way the game is played. You might go into a lightning biome and get a charged card. You may go into a flight biome and the enemies all have flight there. There's certain negatives and benefits to going into each biome. It makes each floor feel much more immersive and fresh. It also makes the game a little more difficult. If you're really a top player and you're killing it at Ascension 20 and you need a little bit more of a challenge, Biomes really adds to the difficulty of Slay the Spire. In a sense, Biomes add almost a new elite to each level because when you go through each biome, you're hitting some more difficult enemies that give you really big rewards that are going to change your run entirely. If you're replaying with mods, Biomes is a must. It's almost like HD remastering your runs and just turning things into something that you weren't expecting. And our number 1 mod shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone. Even if you haven't played a lot of modded content, you've probably played the Downfall expansion. Again, this was a fan-made expansion from the modded Discord of Slay the Spire, and it is probably the most ambitious expansion, mod, whatever you want to call it, in all of Slay the Spire. It adds a brand new campaign where you play as the bosses trying to defeat the heroes. So no longer are you the silent, instead, you're Slime Boss taking on the silent. The campaign flips the game on its head. Instead of climbing the spire, now you're defending it in the heart's honor, and you're defending it against Niao. It includes 7 fully playable boss characters like Slime Boss, Hexaghost, Gremlins. There's new cards, relics, events, potions, elite fights. There's so much replayability and challenges from the Downfall expansion that they've even added other modded content into the game. Characters like the Disciple and Snecko. There's just a variety of brand new cards and characters and everything in Downfall, but it never really loses the Slay the Spire roots. The balance is really well done. It's just a completely unique experience. If there's no other mods that you're willing to try, or you don't trust my list and you're scared to add them to the game, I know that's ridiculous. Just make sure that you try Downfall. I promise you will not be disappointed. It is a brand new, completely different experience of Slay the Spire, and it adds so many layers and so much fun to the game. But those are my top 5 Slay the Spire mods to try before Slay the Spire 2 comes out. If you enjoyed this content, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'm genuinely going to have a ton of Slay the Spire content coming out on the road to Slay the Spire 2. I am looking forward to this game so much. It is my most anticipated game of probably like the past like 2 or 3 years, and I cannot wait to try it. We're going to keep making videos about Slay the Spire in preparation for the new game. So if you like that, subscribe to the channel, please. And I'll catch you on the next video. Have yourself a wonderful rest of your day.